All right, so we've just seen Djokovic win his 101st title, beating Musetti in the final, and that locks up the ATP Finals race. But we also have some news regarding Djokovic going into Turin as well. So let's go have a look at who's qualified, but also what's going on with Djokovic. So first of all, let's go have a look at who has actually got the most titles in the history of the Open era in singles. We've got Jimmy Connors, Roger Federer, and then Novak Djokovic is just behind Federer. He might be able to overtake him in the long run, and if he keeps playing for a few more seasons, he might be able to overtake Federer there. The Jimmy Connors record might still stay intact. He's a little bit too far away. So now let's talk about the ATP Finals. So Djokovic, of course, was going to be playing the ATP Finals. If we go over to Sky Sports, has just said that Djokovic will not participate in the ATP Finals, which means Musetti will take his place. Musetti, Fritz, Auger-Aliassime, and Sinner, 2 Italians in the round-robin stage for the first time in history. So Sky Sports announcing Djokovic will not be going to Turin. We haven't heard from him yet if he is or is not going to Turin, so we're still going to wait and see what he says and his confirmation. But let's go have a look at what this means for the ATP Finals, because we know who's going to play, but we also now can see that maybe Musetti's going to be in there. So we have the Beyond Board group, which has got Sinner, Zverev, Shelton, and Auger-Aliassime. Of course, FAA qualified because Musetti lost today in the final of Athens to Djokovic. But if we have a look at the Jimmy Connors group, we've got Alcaraz, Djokovic, Fritz, and de Minaur. That was what was drawn a couple of days ago, but with Djokovic withdrawing, now Musetti takes his spot, and it will be Musetti taking on Alcaraz, Fritz, and de Minaur in the group stage. So even though Musetti lost today and didn't get to qualify on his own racket, he still gets into the ATP Finals. And in fact, he avoids playing guys like Sinner, Zverev, and Shelton, and instead will play Alcaraz, Fritz, and de Minaur. So there it is, a lot of news all in one. Of course, Djokovic celebrating his 101st trophy, getting closer and closer to that Federer record, and obviously Jimmy Connors is just ahead of that. And let's see if he can get closer to that Jimmy Connors record. It's one of the biggest records and the hardest records to break. But then he's not playing the ATP Finals. And Musetti is going to take his place, even though Djokovic was the one to deny him of an ATP spot. He's kind of, I guess, gifted him that spot by, pulling out of himself. So very crazy turn of events. But let me know down in the comments below. Who's going to win the ATP Finals now? Does it change your prediction? Do you think that now that Djokovic will not be playing Alcaraz, Alcaraz has got a better draw, which means that Alcaraz might be able to get through a little bit easier and maybe go on to win the whole thing? Or do you think, Sinner might struggle against his group? Or do you think Sinner's got an easier group? Let me know in the comments below, because I think this definitely changes things, especially for the guys in that group, the Fritz and de Minaurs, who don't have a great record against Djokovic. They'd rather probably play Musetti than Djokovic. So it's going to be really interesting now that we've got that confirmation that Novak won't be playing. But there it is. That's what is going on at the moment. It's a wild couple of hours on the tennis circuit.